Hello again, boys and girls. I'm back again. What the heck's he into this time? Oh boy. Always something, isn't it? Got a dryer here, just refusing to heat anymore. Just blowing room temperature air, cold air, no heat. So, I'm going to have to see about the diagnosis on this. I've already done some work, as you can see. I'll let you know what's going on here. This applies to a lot of very common dryers like this. Front load, top load. If you know, the old style like this, they're all pretty much the same. Especially the GE stuff. GE, Whirlpool, Hot Point, a couple other names they have. They all use the same parts. And this is pretty easy to fix. So, what you're going to do, first things first, tools you're going to need. You need a 1/4 inch socket or nut driver to get these little screws out the back, to get the back off. There's the back. And that holds the back on, so you can get access. Little meter here. This is a cheap $6 one from Harbor Freight. That's really all you need. Just need to be able to measure resistance. I'm using my power driver for the nuts. Flashlight, a little magnetic tray so I don't lose my screws. Can't have a screw loose, you know how that goes. Ooh, bad joke. Pliers or flathead screwdriver, which should be there. Because you're going to need that to get the little wire clips off, spade lugs. Sometimes you can pull them off by hand, but it's easier if you have a tool. So here you go. Here's where your power comes in, is hooked up here. This is your blower unit, right there. This is your heater unit, right there. Pulls in air from the bottom. This is open. There's some heating coils in here, and I'll show you that. Here's the power hookup for the heater coils, and this is a thermostat. Now, why does the heater coil go bad? It could be just because of age. If you can see here, this dryer is from 2001, so it's 18 years old, so it's served pretty well. Sometimes a lint builds up. We don't clean out our exhaust hose like we should. It throws too much heat back into it and it can't escape, and the coils burn up. Or sometimes, when this thermostat reads a temperature of 250 degrees, it's supposed to trip to keep this thing from causing a fire and burning your house down. When these trip, they can't be reset, they have to be replaced. When the coil goes bad, it breaks, or it gets defective, it will stop heating. Now, that's why you need the meter. Because, excuse me, you got to make sure that your other thermostats aren't bad. I simply put this on 20,000 resistance, 2,000, either one's fine. Flip it on, and you start checking for continuity. This piece here is a limiter thermostat. That's a limiter thermostat. Check across here, check across here. As long as you're getting a reading, as long as the meter reacts, it's good. This thermostat actually reads good. I'll talk about that in a second. The coil is reading open. I get no resistance reading at all. What the coil does, it's a nickel chrome wire that's wound up in a lot of little spirals. And it has resistance to it because of the nickel chrome. When you put power through it, it resists electricity, and that resistance is turned into heat. And that's what makes it a heating coil. And again, after 18 years, heat up, cool down, metal fatigues and breaks. And that's why they go bad. Now, I've already measured this with the meter. The coil's reading is open. So we need to take this out. We're going to have to put a replacement part in, which I have on order. There'll be a second part to this all in the same video. There's just 2 screws. There's one here and one there. Take these 2 out. Take these off of here. This whole piece slides down. Comes right out from here. Really easy. I'm going to take that off and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I got the screws out, and hopefully you all can see this. Pull out from the bottom, slide straight down, and there you go. And there's your coils. There it is, see? There's the broken one right there. And that's why it's not working. So, just gotta get the new one, put that in. I will show you that when it gets here. I'll show you a side-by-side comparison. The new part coming in actually has a new thermostat on it. Don't be fooled when you go online to look for this part. Oh, yeah, by the way, when you look for it, it's wise to have your model number. It's usually on a tag right here inside the door. If not, you can find part numbers stamped to it right there and right here. There's a NAPCO brand part. It's fine. It's made in the USA. It works fine. But it actually comes with a new thermostat on it, and I found one shipped to my door for 19 bucks on eBay. Don't be fooled by these other parts houses. Oh, you have to get the official Whirlpool, Hot Points, GE, whatever. Yeah, $80. Don't do it. Save the 60 bucks. Take the wife out to dinner. Have a good time. Okay? So there you go. More coming. Woohoo! Parts came in. I gotta tell you, found this piece on eBay. $19 delivered. And it was amazing. I ordered it on Saturday, and today's Monday before noon. So, $19 delivered. Unbelievable. And that's who it came from. And I will put the eBay ID of the seller right here when I get around to editing this. But there we go. Good sign there. Made in USA. There's the number if you want to freeze frame that in case you need it. So we're going to unbox this and see how it compares to the old one. Here's the kit. It's got thermostats in it, a jumper wire, some extra spade terminals, and 2 screws, and what looks like instructions. So that's cool. And there we go. And there's even more instructions with the part number. 5400 watt. That looks like it'll work. Okay. There we go. Looks right to me. There's some minor differences in construction, but that's to be expected. Quality looks pretty good. Make sure it lines up. And the mounting holes do line up. The size looks okay. Just going to have to install this thermostat in that empty hole right there, but that's going to be no big deal. That'll take 1 minute. So I'm going to get this thing put together, and we'll see about getting it installed. Okay, so to install the new thermostat in the new unit, you got to bend this tab back out of the way. It's made for the stock one. There's a tab that goes through the hole. It goes in that way. They want you to mount this differently because it doesn't have this jumper piece on it, as you can see. And you've got to use the 2 holes to attach it. So I'll show you that once I get that done. But as you can see, here's the element terminals and here's thermostat terminals. And this old one's got a jumper right here, which we can't exactly do anything with, and that's why they give you this jumper cable. So we'll just put this on here. Put on the bottom one, like that. Put on the bottom one like this. And there you go. Looks like that leaves... May have to figure that out, because there's actually 3 wires that go to this. I'll show you about that when I get to it. One here, one here, one here. We'll figure it out. And this is why we take pictures of how it was, so we don't get messed up. 3 wires, there's 2 big red ones and an orange. The orange goes to one tab on the thermostat. One red goes to the element, sorry. And the other red goes to the other side of the thermostat. So I was thinking, how's that going to work? Well, I didn't see this extra little tab down here. That takes that orange wire. No problem. So, get it put in and we'll get it hooked up. Okay, so now we find out what those 2 extra lugs in the bag were for. What was originally on the orange wire was a 3/16 or a quarter inch female spade lug. The spade lug on the new one right there is 3/16, so the quarter won't fit on it. So that's why they send you these extra. You got to cut the old one off, strip the wire, stick it in there, and crimp down the little tabs you see here, and put that on the wire. And it looks like I'll actually be using this too, because, follow me in here, it looks like this one up here. So I'd be stupid enough to replace it with a new one while I'm in here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Yep, old part on the top, new part on the bottom, meant to be replaced. Direct fit. And there we go, new part installed. There's a little tab right here that goes in the hole, and one screw that holds it in. It's also a 1/4 inch drive. And don't be concerned if it stands off like that. It's not flush to it. It's not supposed to be. I don't know if you can see that gap or not. Onward. Okay, got it in there. Holes don't line up exact. You got to push a little bit. It's not a big deal. That's why I was having such trouble. There we go. Get the wires hooked back up. There's the orange back there on the jumper. There's a red to the element, and there's a red to the thermostat. When I bent this tab back down, just a little extra holding power. It's not going anywhere, but what the heck. I had to bend this back tab up a little bit where the orange goes to make sure it doesn't short out on this casing, which is grounded. So you don't want that to happen. Insulated spade lug probably would have been better, but I don't have any at the moment. But there you go, all hooked up. Get the hose back on this and we'll test it. Okie doke, so we got her plugged in, we got the hose hooked back up, we're ready to test. Get it on the heat cycle. It runs. It's pushing air. You can see the hose moving. And I see glow. See that? And nothing's sparking, nothing's smoking, nothing's blowing up. I'm not calling the fire departments. Pretty good. Ooh, you can even see down in there. Look at that. Woohoo! Heat. Wow, really hot. This has a 3 temperature cycle on it. Give that about a minute, and I'm going to see what it's like inside. Wow, I didn't know it glowed like that. It's amazing. I know it probably did some, but not that bright. Looks good. Okay, let's see what it feels like in here. Oh yeah, nice warm air. Beautiful. So there you go, all fixed. So just to review, you gotta change that 1 spade lug from 3/16 to 1/4, otherwise it won't fit. There are adapters. You can go female to female, 1/4 to 1/16 inch, but most people don't have those on hand. So easier just to clip the old spade lug off the orange wire and crimp a new one on. Take your time with that. Make sure it's a nice tight crimp so you got a good connection. Make sure nothing's touching any metal, so nothing shorts out. Wow. Whew, can't even put a handle on that. 2 new thermostats, 19 bucks, a little bit of time. There you go. Like I said before, the factory part on this is 80 to 100 bucks. I got this for $19 delivered, works fine. Works on lots of dryers. You can do this. Save the extra money. So anyway, there you go. Hope this helps somebody out. Just got to get the back cover back on this, put it back in place, and wife can go back to washing her fabric so she can get her quilting and dressmaking going again. But there you go. Hope this helps you. Hope it shows you how it can be done. Not too hard. As always, you got any questions or comments about this, feel free to leave them below in the comment section. I'll give you whatever knowledge I have. I did know a little bit about this before I started, but yeah, you learn a few things here and there as you go. That's just the nature of it. That's what YouTube's about. I'll help you out any way I can. Just let me know. Thanks again for watching. Thank you again to all my subscribers. You guys are just the bomb. Can't do it without you. Not that I'm getting paid for it, but hey, you're the reason I do it. So there you go. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Just a postscript I wanted to add here as to avoid any panic or disappointment if you go to do this repair. This heating element, as I showed you, came as a kit, and it had 2 new thermostats in it. There's 2 different ones. You saw the one close to the bottom where the hookup for the heater element goes. That's just the regular thermostat for that. There's a second one. That's one that's higher up I showed you, called an internal bias thermostat. Okay, it's higher up on the housing. This isn't exactly the same, but it is similar. Blower goes in here, and it's higher up on it. But in any case, just so you know, it's a cycling thermostat. So if you get this in and turn it on, test it, and okay, it lights up and it glows and it's hot and everything, great. But then it turns off. The heat turns off. The dryer keeps running, but the heat turns off. Don't think it's defective. Okay? That's what that thermostat's supposed to do. As you can see, it goes to a temperature of 155. Some are different. Mine's a 205 degree. It turns off the heater element and then turns it on again once that temperature drops by 25 degrees or more. It keeps it from overheating and putting too much heat in the thing and burning up and possibly causing a fire. Alright? So if you do this and you run it and then the heater turns off, it's not defective. You didn't do anything wrong. Just letting you know so you don't panic like, I'm bound to do sometimes. Or get all disappointed and, oh, it didn't work. No, it's actually working the way it's supposed to. Alright? Just wanted to let you know that. That's kind of important. Any questions again, let me know. Thanks again.